Ladies and gentle gamers, welcome back to Be Determined. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best Heart of the Forest trees and the best ways to grind up your XP and your whispers. So if you guys end up enjoying, make sure to drop a like, smash the sub button, and without further ado, check out the merch. We got some brand new shirts with just the logo on it, no words in front of it. So there's links in the description if you want to check it out. But for real this time, let's jump into the video. Now, of course, the best way to get your Heart of the Forest XP and your Whispers is going to be from Agatha. For completing Legendary in a contest, you will get 30,000 Forest Whispers and 700 Heart of the Forest XP. You can see all the ways that you earn points at the top here, and this menu you find in the What is This section. So if you're ever curious on what points you get from doing different things, this is how you get points. Very early on, your best ways to get points is generally going to be from grinding out lush lilacs, which is the little berry bushes around the island. You just run around and open those. That's going to be very strong for getting 1,500 points to help you get legendary in the contest. But later on, once you get some good gear like a fig stone splitter and some fig armor, you'll be able to get to 1,500 points very easily just from grinding fig trees. And once you've got around 200 to 250 sweep, you should be able to handle mangroves and be able to get legendary as well. Now, Forest Whisper grinding is going to be very dependent on what your tree looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and show off the best tree. First, you're going to want to get Sweep, then Foraging Fortune, Daily Wishes, and Efficient Forager, so all the way up the middle here. Then if you're Heart of the Forest tier 4 or 5, you haven't hit 6 or 7 yet, you can start branching out and aim for Tree Whisperer. This one's going to help you get your Forest Whispers up really quickly. That's only if you're Heart of the Forest level 5 though. If you're level 4, you can go for Collector if you still want to do the Lush Lilac strategy. But really you should go for Deep Waters, Foraging Madness, and then Lottery. Now if you're fully focused on going for foraging stuff, this tree is going to be the best way for that. I'll have a separate tree for going for hunting things. But for the fully foraging focused tree, you're going to go for Collector, Early Bird, Tree Whisperer, and Forest Speed. And then on the left side, you can go for Deep Waters, Foraging Madness, Monster Hunter, Forest Strength, Lottery, and Luck of the Forest. And then for your last token, you have a few options. If you're going for Forest Whispers, I'd recommend getting 250 gifts. This will let you get a bunch of extra Forest Whispers for your first 250 tree gifts of the day. But if you're not worried about Forest Whispers, you can go for either Essence Fortune, half full or half empty. None of the abilities in here are really worth going for, so you don't really want to focus on those. But personally, I recommend going for 250 gifts. That's generally going to be your best option, especially if you're worried about Forest Whispers. Now, as far as upgrade priority goes, you're not really going to want to worry about upgrading Sweep too much. Generally, you should be getting enough sweep from the other items in your loadout. And the thing a lot of items are going to be missing out on is Fortune. So we're really going to focus on Fortune quite a bit, as well as Daily Wishes. And if you're trying to level a Jade Dragon or get some extra Foraging Wisdom, Efficient Forager is going to be nice too. So as far as straight up money goes, if you're not doing Efficient Forager and you've already got good Whispers, then I would focus on upgrading Foraging Fortune quite a bit, as well as Forest Strength and Forest Speed. So for every level of Forest Speed and Forest Strength that you upgrade, you're basically going to be getting one extra Foraging Fortune, whereas when you're upgrading this one, you're going to be getting 3. So generally, I'm going to want to focus on upgrading Foraging Fortune quite a bit. Let's say it's up to 14k now, and then divide that by 3. It's going to be about 4,500. So I can now upgrade for speed and for strength until about 4,500. I went a little overboard, but you get the idea. This gives a third of the fortune, so you're going to want to make sure you're focusing on the main Foraging Fortune perk for most of your grind. And then once you've done both of those, you can start focusing on leveling Sweep and then going for Luck of the Forest. As far as I understand it, this doesn't give you more Whispers or anything like that. It's just going to help you get better drops on occasion. So really, the main reason to upgrade this is so you get more chameleons. None of the other drops are really worth it at this point, but chameleons are still really useful, especially if you're on Iron Man. This is the only way that you're going to be getting them, so this is very important to level up. And again, if you're more worried about getting Forest Whispers than anything else, I would highly recommend maxing out Daily Wishes. It's very cheap to max this one out. It only costs about 100,000 Forest Whispers to be able to max this one, and then you're getting 80,000 Forest Whispers back every single day, so it pays for itself almost immediately. So I highly recommend going for this, especially if you're worried about getting Forest Whispers, as well as 250 gifts. This one, leveling it doesn't really help that much because you're not actually getting better Forest Whispers, you're just getting more loot from your tree gifts. So you don't have to worry about leveling this one too much if you're worried about Forest Whispers. The main thing is Daily Wishes. And then, of course, leveling your Sweep. the more blocks you break or the faster you break through trees, the more forest whispers you'll be getting. So as far as money goes, you're usually going to want to focus on foraging fortune. But if you're worried about getting your whispers up, daily wishes and sweep are your priority. After that, if you're going for whispers, I recommend focusing on fig trees. They go down very, very quickly most of the time. And again, you're getting that added bonus of 200 forest whispers for every single tree you break down. From my rates with fig trees, I was getting between 400,000 to 500,000 whispers per hour with this strategy. And you can do it with mangroves as well. It's just you need a lot more sweep to do it. So if you want to grind it out with mangroves, that's totally fine. It's very doable. It's just the less sweep you have, the harder it'll be. And with fig trees, it's very easy to get the amount of sweep that you need to be able to take them down very quickly. But again, this is the tree I recommend going with for mainly foraging focused players. There is a chance that in the future, if axes get changed, that it could be worth it to go for ricochet and homing axe, as well as getting missile on your axe. But until axes get an adjustment, right now this is the best tree. But if you're worried about hunting mobs, there's a different tree we'll show right here. So first go with sweep, foraging fortune, daily wishes, and efficient forager. Then we're going to go up top and go for Galatia's might and hunter's luck, as well as deep waters down here. And if you don't care about foraging, that's really all you need. Just level up hunter's luck and deep waters. You can also go for Galatia's might if you're having trouble with killing the mobs here, but other than that, nothing else in here is too crazy helpful. You can also go for strength boost if you want a little bit more of a boost on foraging islands as well. But other than that, those are really the two main things that you're going to want to level. Now, if you want to get some passive forest whispers as you are grinding through these, you can also go for foraging madness and monster hunter, and then you can level up daily wishes and grind through just one tree per day of each type, and you'll get a ton of forest whispers for that to be able to level up these two perks a little bit easier. But for your hunter's tree, that's about all that matters. Now, if you want to do a little bit of a hybrid tree, you do still have 6 tokens left here, so you can go for forest strength and then push over to forest speed, as well as grab tree whisperer, lottery, and ideally it'd be nice to get early bird here, but at the moment they've got an issue where you can't go down from tree whisperer to early bird. I don't know if that's intentional or if it's a bug, but you just can't do it this way. So the other option would be luck of the forest. So in this case, this is the tree that you would use if you're worried about hunting, and then maybe you want to do a little foraging on the side here and there. But as for deep waters, this one's going to cost you about 1.2 million forest whispers to max out, whereas hunter's luck up here is going to cost you 3.6 million to max out. And then of course you have the about 100,000 that you have to use on daily wishes if you're going to be doing that every day. 1.7 million to max sweep, 2.1 million to max foraging fortune, 940,000 to max luck of the forest, 4.6 million to max out efficient forager, 3.6 million if you go to max out Galatia's might, and then a full 7.7 million to max out forest strength, and another 7.7 million to max out forest speed. So even though you only need 12.5 million forest whispers to max out SkyBlock XP, just like with Heart of the Mountain, you need a lot more than that to actually max out your trees. So I highly recommend trying to focus on grinding out those forest whispers as soon as you can. Daily wishes is a very strong perk, so definitely max that one out no matter which tree you go with. But hopefully this video made your guys' grind easier. As always, if you have any questions, make sure to drop a comment down below. I do my best to answer them. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're closing in on 30,000 subscribers for Red Name. And as always, have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. God bless.